with another spoiler-free movie reaction. And today, you know what day it is. Today is the day that I give you my reaction on Disney's The Little Mermaid live action. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? Oh, but quickly before we start, I just want to remind you that I will also be doing a movie review video on this movie, so stay tuned for that. I'll be working on that and get it done as quickly as I can, and I will put it out on YouTube. And so I hope you guys can watch that as well. For a start, this film to me was truly something else. Let's just say that the feeling that I felt watching this movie with all its added visual effects and everything all put into place was definitely an experience for me, first and foremost. That was very intriguing, to say the least. But also keep in mind that this is a Disney remake. It's not a reimagining, so along with that comes the usual Disney remake formula in a way. There are gonna be a majority of the film that is pretty much like, how would you say, pretty much taken from the animated film, while also there are some differences here and there also thrown into the mix with it. And when it comes down to it, it also depends just how well you can concoct all of that together and make it something that is watchable, digestible, and just enjoyable. The story for the film was pretty much like how it was in the original animated film, but there are a little snippets of differences added to the story. And also I should add, and keep in mind this is not a spoiler, is that they added some elements from like the Broadway show and also from a prequel film to the animated Little Mermaid that also I felt it did enhance the story a little bit. It made it some things that you wondered about start to connect, while other things were like, yeah, they weren't that big of a deal, but hey, it's nice to add a new take on it just to help people to understand further why specific things are done in the film, why characters chose to do specific things. Of course, the themes of the film are still pretty much the same as they were in the animated film. Wanting to be a part of a world that you are not actually a part of, and you don't know how you're going to truly be a part of it, but you know that's just what you want in your heart, which is obviously a theme that has been done so many times. But I felt like when it comes to crystallizing it, The Little Mermaid does that all too well. And so this film, I felt, did the same thing, just enhanced it a little bit. Like I said, new generation. And so just a little bit of further understanding of that. I also have to talk about Halle Bailey as Ariel, because I really honestly thought that she was a good Ariel. I honestly really did think that, and it's not because I like the artist, it's not because I like her music, but I really felt that she was passable as Ariel, because when it came down to it, that same essence that Ariel always has, that curiosity, that courage, that constant always seeking and searching for the thing that she wants, I felt like Halle Bailey really also portrayed that essence well in her acting, as well as definitely in her singing. Because I'm telling you, when you hear her sing Part of Your World, it is like, woo! Wait, oh my God, she definitely has a set of pipes, and also she made it work, in my opinion. Of course, nothing to me will ever match the original song. It just doesn't in my mind, but I felt like she did a really amazing rendition on this song. So, awesome job, girl. And Melissa McCarthy, wow. I thought was definitely killer as Ursula. I mean, of course, there are some changes that were made a little bit to her character when it comes to, like I said, who she truly is as a character, and also the rivalry that went on between her and King Triton. But Melissa as her, I just felt like she really brought out the diva in this half woman, half octopus, just basically say sea witch, because and she did it in her own way that wasn't falling back too much on comedy, which is something that she is very well known for, but also at the same time still adding that layer and mixing it in with her own style of how she would view this character as. And so it came through in my opinion. And also, first and foremost, I will never forget Pat Carroll as the voice of Ursula. May her soul rest in peace, because she was amazing, an amazing talent, and she was the one who originated the role of Ursula. But with Melissa, I really felt like she was able to bring out, how could I say, not just the evil side to Ursula, but definitely a side of like, I'm having fun with this. I am, as Ursula, a fun character, and I'm still a villain, keep that in mind, but I am gonna have some fun with this. I'm gonna make this enjoyable to the point where I am enjoying it, scheming and lying and doing as Ursula does to lure Ariel into her own personal plans that she has. As well as for the supporting characters in the film, meaning Sebastian and Scuttle and Flounder, I felt that as far as the CGI goes, because I know that a lot of people are going to be talking about how they look in CGI. Some people, they're going to be okay with it. Others, it's going to be like, yeah, I'm not buying this, that these are actually how they would move in the sea, or how they would act, or that's how they would actually look. But the thing is that, in my opinion, you have to keep in mind that there is certain areas where you just have to suspend your disbelief. In areas like, for one, with Sebastian's eyes as a crab, of course they're gonna enhance it a bit because they want you to see that he has expression and that he can show that expression in the little ways that they can make it visible to people, because this is not a animated 2D film or 3D film. This is supposed to be live action, although these characters are not fully actually those animals. They still have to be believable enough that those animals could still exist alongside with Ariel and all the other characters. So as far as the CGI goes, I will say that it did its job for making these characters believable, in my opinion. I felt that they were real enough, that they weren't just like floating like CGI things that you just had to throw in because they were a part of the original film. They were still characters. They were still very much a part of the story. And the actors that played them, oh, I definitely have to give them their props. With Daveed Diggs as Sebastian and Awkwafina as Scuttle, I felt like these actors added a lot more to the characters that were already the characters that we knew and loved, just in a different way. And yes, Scuttle is a girl now, but still, knowing the character of Scuttle, he was always, the loudmouth bird that felt that he had the answers for everything, even though a majority of the times he was wrong. And so Aquafina, I felt like she was able to portray that well with her voice acting as Scuttle. And of course, Sebastian. I thought the actor that played him was definitely, he wasn't, I didn't see him as the old soul type of crowd that I have always thought Sebastian was. He was more kind of like, okay, I really do not want to do this, but because the king has ordered me to do this, I'm forced to do this. And it's not because I really, of course I care, but at the same time, I'm like, I really prefer to stay out of this. But here I am, in it to win it, and also for the long haul. The music in the film, which doesn't surprise me, was very enjoyable. I enjoyed a majority of the songs in the film. And I guess it's not surprising since Lin-Manuel Miranda is also kind of behind the music in this film. He also produced it as well. So I was not surprised at how much I enjoyed the music. There were some songs that were taken out from that were in the original animated film that were taken out, and some new songs added in. And some, I will say maybe one of the songs was more of a hit or miss for me, but I feel like it didn't take away from anything, in my opinion. I thought it still fit in well with the story. So music was definitely spot on, and I didn't feel like it was just trying to, how can I say, rehash out the old feeling vibe of how the original songs were. They were trying to put their own kind of like magical take on it, and I thought that it came out pretty nice and very, I could not stop dancing in my seat, let's just say that. The visual effects and the undersea effects to me was very stunning. And yes, I won't say that I'm an expert when it comes to that area of film, but I will say that there are moments in the film where I found it noticeable that, like, there are scenes where Ariel is swimming in the water. You can definitely tell that there is a majority of CGI that helped make that happen, that she is not fully in the water as the character. Is just basically the CGI visuals of the under the sea effect. And but it's still, you watch it and it's not like it's something that is pulling you out of the film. You feel like it still basically is what it is in a film like fashion, real enough to believe that, okay, this is definitely the sea and we are definitely under the sea. And even though, and also there are parts where it seemed like some of her hair when it's in the water looks CGI'd also, like it's not exactly fully her real hair, it's just what is added in to make it float like as if she's underwater. But then there are points in the film where she is actually in water, and I thought that was definitely brilliant how that was filmed and shot. So yeah, as far as visual effects and cinematography, I thought was definitely pretty good. I could talk forever about this film, but as I've already mentioned, I will be doing a review on this film, so I'll be able to talk more in depth about it, and it'll probably be definitely full of spoilers, so I'll just wait for that in due time. This is a spoiler-free movie reaction. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I have to give this movie a solid 8.5. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and I really believe that if given the chance, you'll enjoy it as well. And Yes, there were a couple little nitpicky moments here and there, but nothing that I really have to write home about. And so, leave it at that. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day today, and I will be back with my movie review on The Little Mermaid, so stay tuned for that. Bye.